The idea that control is just an illusion challenges the notion that we have complete mastery over our lives and the world around us. It suggests that despite our best efforts to exert control, there are often external forces and circumstances that shape our experiences and outcomes, rendering our sense of control illusory. From a philosophical standpoint, proponents of this perspective argue that our sense of control is often based on subjective perceptions and beliefs, rather than objective reality. They contend that factors such as chance, unpredictability, and the actions of others can significantly impact our lives, making it challenging to maintain full control over our circumstances. One philosophical concept that supports the notion of control as an illusion is determinism. According to determinism, every event and action is determined by prior causes, whether they be physical, biological, or environmental. In this view, the illusion of control arises from our limited understanding of the complex web of causes and effects that shape our lives. We may believe that we have control over our choices and actions, but these choices and actions are ultimately the product of a chain of causes that stretch back beyond our immediate awareness. Additionally, proponents of the illusion of control argue that our cognitive biases and desire for order and predictability contribute to our belief in control. We tend to seek patterns and explanations for events, even when those patterns may be random or coincidental. This cognitive need for control can lead us to overestimate our ability to influence outcomes and underestimate the role of external factors. However, it is important to recognize that while control may be limited in certain aspects, individuals still possess agency over their own thoughts, decisions, and behaviors. We can make choices that impact our lives and the lives of others, and our actions can have significant consequences. So while complete control over every aspect of life may indeed be an illusion, it does not mean that individuals are entirely powerless or without influence. Furthermore, the concept of control can be subjective and context-dependent. While we may lack control over external events or circumstances, we often have some degree of control over our internal reactions and responses to those events. This inner locus of control can empower individuals to find meaning, resilience, and personal growth in the face of adversity. In conclusion, the perspective that control is just an illusion challenges the idea of absolute control over our lives and the external world. It suggests that while our sense of control may be influenced by cognitive biases and limited understanding, we still possess agency and the ability to make choices that shape our lives to some extent. The question of control is complex and multifaceted, and different philosophical and psychological perspectives offer varying viewpoints on the matter. The perspective that control is just an illusion arises from various philosophical and psychological considerations. Here are a few reasons why this perspective is often proposed. Complexity and interconnectedness. The world is an incredibly complex and interconnected system, with numerous factors and variables influencing outcomes. It is virtually impossible for any individual to have complete control over all these variables. Even the most carefully planned actions can be impacted by unforeseen circumstances or the actions of others, highlighting the limits of control. Uncertainty and unpredictability. The future is inherently uncertain, and events can unfold in ways that are difficult to anticipate. No matter how much effort we put into planning and preparation, external factors beyond our control can influence the outcome. This uncertainty leads to the realization that control is not absolute but rather subject to chance and unpredictability. Cognitive biases. Human beings are prone to cognitive biases that affect our perception of control. For example, we often seek patterns and explanations for events, even when they may be random or coincidental. These biases can create a false sense of control and make us believe that we have more influence over outcomes than we actually do. Determinism and causality. The concept of determinism posits that every event and action is determined by prior causes, whether they be physical, biological, or environmental. This perspective challenges the idea of free will and suggests that our choices and actions are ultimately the result of a chain of causes beyond our immediate control. From this standpoint, the illusion of control arises from our limited understanding of the complex web of causes and effects. Humility and acceptance. Embracing the idea that control is an illusion can lead to a sense of humility and acceptance. Recognizing the limits of control can help individuals let go of unnecessary stress and attachment to specific outcomes, fostering a more adaptable and mindful approach to life. It is worth noting that while the perspective that control is an illusion offers valuable insights, it does not negate the significance of personal agency and the ability to make choices that impact our lives. While we may not have ultimate control, we still have the capacity to exercise influence, make decisions, and shape our experiences within the boundaries of our circumstances. Taking a deep look at the concept that control is an illusion requires delving into several philosophical and psychological perspectives. Let's explore some of these in more detail. Philosophical perspectives. Determinism. This perspective asserts that all events, including human actions, are determined by preceding causes. According to determinism, the illusion of control arises because our choices and actions are ultimately the result of an intricate web of causes and effects. We may feel in control, but our decisions are influenced by a chain of events that stretch back beyond our conscious awareness. Existentialism. From an existentialist standpoint, individuals are confronted with the inherent uncertainty and absurdity of existence. The illusion of control may arise from our attempts to find meaning and purpose in a world that often seems chaotic and unpredictable. Eastern philosophy. Eastern philosophical traditions, such as Taoism and Buddhism, emphasize the impermanence and interconnectedness of all things. They suggest that clinging to a sense of control leads to suffering, and instead advocate for embracing the fluidity of existence and cultivating acceptance. Psychological perspectives. Cognitive biases. Human cognition is subject to various biases that can distort our perception of control. For example, the illusion of control bias leads us to believe that we have more influence over outcomes than we actually do. This bias can be seen in situations where people attribute success to their own efforts while attributing failure to external factors beyond their control. Locus of control. The concept of locus of control explores an individual's belief in whether they have control over their own lives. Those with an internal locus of control believe they have personal agency and can influence their circumstances, while those with an external locus of control perceive themselves as being at the mercy of external forces. Taking a deep look at the illusion of control challenges our assumptions and encourages us to critically examine the nature of our experiences. It reminds us that while we may have limited control over external events, we can still exert influence through our choices, attitudes, and responses. Recognizing the illusion of control can lead to greater humility, acceptance, and an appreciation for the interconnectedness of our lives. It's worth noting that the perspective on control being an illusion is a matter of ongoing philosophical and psychological debate. Different schools of thought offer varying viewpoints, and individuals may hold differing beliefs based on their experiences and interpretations of the world. Here are some points that can be helpful for overcoming the illusion of control. Embrace uncertainty. Recognize that uncertainty is an inherent part of life. Instead of striving for complete control, cultivate an attitude of openness and adaptability. Embrace the unknown and be willing to adjust your plans and expectations as circumstances evolve. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness practices to develop present moment awareness. By focusing on the here and now, you can detach from the illusion of control and appreciate the reality of each moment as it unfolds. Mindfulness can help you develop acceptance and reduce unnecessary stress and anxiety. Foster resilience. Build resilience by developing coping mechanisms and strategies to navigate unexpected situations. Strengthen your ability to bounce back from setbacks and adapt to new circumstances. This can involve cultivating a growth mindset, seeking support from others, and learning from past experiences. Cultivate self-awareness. Develop a deep understanding of yourself, your values, and your strengths. By knowing your limitations and acknowledging your areas of control and influence, you can make more informed choices and allocate your resources wisely. Self-awareness allows you to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Seek personal growth. Instead of fixating on external control, focus on personal growth and self-improvement. Invest in learning, develop new skills, and engage in activities that foster personal development. By focusing on continuous growth, you can find fulfillment and meaning beyond the need for control. Foster interdependence. Recognize the interdependence between individuals and systems. Collaborate with others, build strong relationships, and embrace the support and contributions of those around you. Acknowledge that the actions and decisions of others can influence your own path and outcomes. Practice acceptance. Embrace the concept of acceptance, which involves acknowledging and coming to terms with the limitations of control. Acceptance does not mean passivity or resignation, rather, it allows you to let go of unnecessary resistance and find peace in the face of uncertainty. Acceptance opens up space for resilience, growth, and the ability to focus on what truly matters. By incorporating these points into your mindset and approach to life, you can gradually overcome the illusion of control and cultivate a more balanced and empowered perspective. Remember that overcoming the illusion of control is an ongoing process, and it requires conscious effort, self-reflection, and a willingness to embrace the inherent unpredictability of life.